What is up, guys? It is Certified Dingus, and today I'm going to be sharing a very personal story. That is the story of how my life was changed forever by Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. So buckle up and welcome to the very first episode of Dingus Happy Hour, where I sit down at the fireplace with you for some good old story time and share some of my vast wisdom. If you don't already know, Jojo's Bizarre Adventure is a manga series that has run from 1987 to the present. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure is split into parts, with each part having a new protagonist and cast. As of now, the series has 8 completed parts and was primarily made popular in the West by the 2012 anime adaptation, and now has an extremely large and passionate fan base. However, before I get into how this anime changed my life, we need a little history. According to Dictionary.com, the butterfly effect is a cumulatively large effect that a small natural force may produce over a period of time. There are many examples of the butterfly effect throughout history. The assassination of Archduke Ferdinand in 1914 causing World War I, Adolf Hitler's rejection from art school in 1907 and 1908, causing him to become the pure manifestation of evil, and a singular Netflix trailer I saw in 2017, changing the entire course of my life. 2017 was the first year that I stumbled upon Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. My siblings and I were browsing Netflix and happened upon it. We thought it looked interesting, so we watched the trailer. I was instantly fascinated with how eccentric it was, as was my brother and partially my sister, and although we had no interest in watching it at the time, we did yell at each other quite often in the following days. After a few weeks, though, I had forgotten all about Jojo. I went on with my life, watched more anime, engaged in various acts of tomfoolery, trying to survive high school, until COVID hit. Once I had online school, which essentially equated to me having absolutely nothing to do all day, I found myself with a seemingly infinite amount of free time, and so began consuming anime at a frankly alarming rate. As I quickly became more immersed in the anime community, I started stumbling upon Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, primarily in the format of memes, more and more often. However, I unfortunately brushed it off at the time as being too weird for my taste, and as being similar to Fortnite, and that only 12-year-olds should like it, which is not an unreasonable assumption, seeing as I had only witnessed the more mainstream JoJo memes, such as Muda Muda, Lero Lero, and of course the infamous Road Roller. But then everything changed when I heard Giorno's theme. To this day, it baffles me that it took so long for me to hear Giorno's theme, as it is quite prominent even outside the JoJo community. But once I did hear it, I instantly fell in love with it, and due to my long-held belief that good music usually equals a good anime, I started toying with the idea of actually watching JoJo. However, I was still not fully convinced it was a good idea to immerse myself in something as insane and weird as JoJo, so I asked my sister if she thought I should watch it. I was met with immediate opposition, and to this day, my sister remains an adamant JoJo opposer. Uncultured swine. Anyway, her hostility toward JoJo made me determined to watch it, if only to annoy her. And so began the best 3 months of my life. I watched my first episode of JoJo on February 12, 2021. And yes, I know the exact date because I wrote it down so I could celebrate future JoJo anniversaries. I celebrated my first one this year, and it was very fun. I wasn't very impressed with Phantom Blood. Dio was fun to watch, but overall it wasn't really anything special, and the only exceptionally bizarre thing other than a frog getting punched was Dio shooting pink eye lasers. I watched it as quickly as I could to get it over with, as I assumed there were better things to come if this series was so universally loved, and I was right. I really liked Battle Tendency. Joseph Joestar was such a refreshing change from Jonathan's bland character, and he remains one of my favorite JoJos. I also got a little teary-eyed at Caesar's death, which is worth noting because I don't cry very easily at TV shows. Next was Stardust Crusaders, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed with it. For me, Stardust Crusaders was just hyped up way too much, and it didn't really deliver. I didn't like Jojo at all. I get what his character was supposed to be, but I think it could have been done a lot better. I did really enjoy a lot of the fights though, and the fight with Dio genuinely made my jawline sharper. I really enjoyed Diamond is Unbreakable. It was overall just really fun to watch. I think it was a good decision to focus more on slice of life and developing characters after Stardust Crusaders, and it led to the insane amount of Rohan content we have, so I got no complaints. Golden Wind completely blew me away, pun 100% intended. Not only was it the part so popular that they actually made Italy a real place, but my all-time favorite himbo Polnareff made a reappearance. What more can I say? The part was a 10 out of 10. I finished Golden Wind in May of 2021 and had to wait until December of 2021 to watch Stone Ocean. So far, the Stone Ocean anime has been phenomenal, with my only complaint being that Netflix is doing a horrible job with the release schedule. Once I learned that I would have to wait 5,000 years for the rest of the anime, I read the manga, and I enjoyed it a lot. Some of the stands, especially from the Dragon Stream fight onward, were a bit too complicated and hard to follow, I feel like, but this didn't really bother me too much, except for when Weather Report was using subliminal messages to turn people into snails. Overall, though, it was a solid part that I really enjoyed, and it doesn't deserve the hate it gets. Do I really need to say anything about Part 7? Everyone knows it's the best part by now. It has cowboys, math, Jesus, Trump, what more could you want? In all honesty though, it was amazing and I'll have to make a separate video fangirling about it. I haven't finished Part 8 yet, but it's pretty good so far. I like Joshi the best. So, I've detailed my history with Jojo and my journey through it, but how has it changed my life, you might ask? Well, I've always been a metaphorical basement dweller. Someone who never touches grass and alternates between playing League of Legends and watching anime all day. In other words, the lowest scum of society. However, watching Jojo allowed me to change that status. I am by all means still a basement dweller, but Jojo bestowed upon me the ability to simultaneously exist as a basement dweller and a gigachad. What does this mean, you might ask? Well, as everyone who has seen Jojo knows, watching this series grants you an automatic increase of at least 10% muscle mass. This makes you an instant Chad, and means because you're buff and watch weird nerd stuff, you can be both a basement dweller and a Chad at the same time. Because I am a basement dweller and buff, I now embody the full duality of man, and am able to live my best life. I now no longer feel shame for being a basement dweller because I know that I am also a Chad. I don't ever get tired of the Chad lifestyle, because I know that if I need a change of pace, I can freely watch anime or play League without losing my Chad status. Jojo has allowed me to experience true happiness in life, and I implore you to watch it so you may experience this too.